There's Reverend G.W. Gale, yes. Yeah, and these are family members. Reverend Gale was married 3 times. His wives died. Anyway, yes, here's Reverend George W. Gale. There's an epitaph that is not legible at this time, but it's patterned after the same one as Christopher Wren, the architect. Si circumsi requiem. In other words, my memorial is what you see all around you. So this is his monument, but his true memorial is everything you see all around you. Very appropriate for him. He was the visionary leader of the group, and he was more of a visionary. He was not particularly good at administration or he taught and he knew his ancient languages quite well. He did not know Hebrew. He wanted to get a Hebrew professor. Said he would give up the Latin professor if he could find a Hebrew professor. But they didn't find, at least during his period of time. He died 1861 and was really kind of out of favor with the college, which had to do with the Presbyterian congregational conflict. And they brought in a president who was a very effective president, oddly enough to us, Jonathan Blanchard. Jonathan Blanchard he's very strict and that more positive anti-slavery, more positive about abolition than Gale. Gale, well, he was anti-slavery and he was an abolitionist, but Blanchard just pushed harder. Yeah. And students liked it. And students got to where they liked him better than they liked Gale. And so even though Gale got rid of Blanchard through the work of his son, W. Selden Gale. W. Selden Gale, over here, I'm sorry, right there, W. Selden Gale went to Blanchard and said, hey, you and my father are not getting along. You're not going to get along. So for the good of the college, I'm going to ask both of you to resign. Well, okay, Blanchard resigned, not knowing where he was going to go. He eventually ended up at Wheaton College, but that deal came a couple of years later. Yeah. So for a couple of years, he was kind of unsure of it. Well, then here comes the part that really alienated people. Right after these two resigned, Selden Gale knows he's got the votes on the board to get his father back on the board. And that really soured people. And when he died, he's still on the board of trustees, but there's usually a memorial resolution. When someone dies, they bring forth a memorial resolution. It's not a big deal, but he didn't get one. And he's the founder of this whole thing. So that shows you how things work, you know. Yeah, he was.
And then his son was the first child here born in Galesburg.
Yeah, I think so. That's a little. Mary Ellen West was also born about that time, but she was probably born at Log City, so there's a distinction between in Galesburg. Okay. So, and actually, do you know Reverend Gale didn't live in Galesburg? His house was on the other side of North Street. That was just outside of Galesburg. And the college was on the other side of South Street. Yeah, and except for the women's part, the female seminary. Well, anyway. So anyway, yeah, he's a contender for that. There's another family, I think, that has their hat in the ring for the first child born. But, you know, in Galesburg, if their house had actually been in Galesburg, probably is the case, yeah. Sure.